1.
Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am Jack Webster here with Matt Galveo and Matt Lebeau, as always, and we are still locked out, and Dillon T. Pickle is still missing.
Dude, free our boy Dillon T. Pickle. He's missing, man. He's probably I don't know if they've already had it. He's probably like on the back of like milk cartons already. So kids in school are just drinking their chocolate milk at lunch and they just see Dillon T. Pickle's mug right on the back of it missing. It's sad. It's really sad. It's unfortunate that this had to happen.
It is sad. Free the pickle. You would say we are in a little bit of a pickle.
LOL.
LOL.
Yeah, cue audience soundtrack or laugh track. But for those of you who are unaware of the Dillon T. Pickle situation, he is the beloved mascot of our friends over at the Portland Pickles Twitter mutuals. No free clout, but this case, it does relate to the Red Sox. Dillon was, celebrating the Dominican Republic for David Ortiz's Hall of Fame announcement just a few weeks ago, as, one should, if you're able to fly out to the Dominican Republic. And then on his way back, tragically, Dillon was lost from Delta security and missing for a few weeks just before we were able to actually track him down and finally be delivered back to Portland, Oregon. And then finally, once he was delivered back, he was stolen right off the front porch from a masked bandit, where he's still missing today. And, we're really starting to worry about the baseball season at this point.
Yeah, I don't think we could have a baseball season without Dillon T. Pickle. He really is the face of baseball. A lot of people like to say maybe Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and one of those guys. That's the face of baseball, but really, it is Dillon T. Pickle, and there's no other way about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the nature of the lockout. I mean, these are what the struggles where the whole country is consumed with a missing pickle mascot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is sad. It is sad. So tell me a little more about the organization.
Yeah, so they're not actually affiliated with minor league baseball. They're one of those like independent leagues out in Oregon, I should say. But it's a newer league. They've only been around for probably 5-6 years ago, I want to say. But I definitely believe that they have a chance to not only, win their World Series essentially, but break into minor league baseball and then eventually win MLB's World Series. If we could have some type of relegation like they do in the English Premier League or something like that, I think they can really work their way up and, become a real Major League Baseball franchise.
Yeah, it's going to be the New York Yankees versus the Portland Pickles in the 2036 World Series.
Yeah.
I got the Pickles because I think Brett Gardner will be at that point kind of winding his career down by 2036. So.
He'll be leading off for the Pickles.
Yep.
Jack, do you own any?
Aaron Judge will still be on the Yankees and still have not won a World Series by then. So they'll keep, putting them in first place for the AL East predictions on Fangraphs and ESPN, just to have the same thing happened over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, Miguel Andujar might be a Portland Pickle because the Yankees probably traded him to the Pickles, and Yep.
Every year, Yankee fans just don't seem to get it. Every year they're like projected to come in first, and every year Yankee fans like get excited about it, and then every year they don't, and it's just great. It really is great, and it's just like it's death taxes and the Yankees being predicted to come in first and not coming in first. It's fantastic.
Well, I think we're actually finally starting to see a rift between Yankees fans here. Some of them have actually noticed, like, hey, like this is, Back to the Future. I've seen this one before. And they call out, the ones where they say, oh, no, we're going to win the AL East this year, finally. So there's a lot of internal turmoil between Yankees fans right now that, you don't see with the Braves fans or Red Sox fans, and certainly not Orioles fans.
Yeah. I hope that they come to their senses a little bit, with the whole prospect hype machine and, the fucking projections and I mean it does seem like maybe they're coming around a little bit like on Twitter, but also though it's like a couple steps forward and then, like 10 steps back, because then you see like everyone trying to break news, like all these Yankee fans, like the Yankee fan accounts are just that's pure just straight tyranny. Like what some of those accounts have like a holdover with that organization is wild. Like that Gary Sanchez fucking RBW or whatever, and he's trying to break the news and they got ran off Twitter. Like there's so many of those. Grow up.
My favorite one recently is the Yankees fans like, oh yeah, like per clubhouse source, the lockout is ending soon. Meanwhile, like Jeff Passan's like, no, it's not even close at all. But
Yep.
I'm supposed to, trust some guy with like Hoodie Judge as his fucking icon on there.
Yeah. Fucking someone knows Aaron Judge's cousin and they said that the lockout is ending soon. Then they're going to break that story. One of the bigger sports stories in the last 20 years. Some asshole clown on Twitter is going to break that. Yeah, definitely.
Yo, my cousin knows Aaron Judge. I seen him at Cat's Deli the other day.
Cat's Deli's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, never been.
Awesome. You got to go. You have to go.
I'm no free advertisements.
I'm very hungover.
Yes. Hung City right now. Matt Lebeau.
And no matter when you're listening to this podcast, Matt Lebeau is still going to be hungover.
Every episode from now on, he's just going to be hungover. It's a continuation. And that's what it is. It's unfortunate, but he's battling through. This is his Jordan flu game.
Yeah, this is tough.
People are going to be talking about this, 15 years from now.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Remember when Matt Lebeau was hungover and he still did episode 16 of NASP?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
mean, he is still continuing off that high of winning the Red Sox all-time draft. That's what's really motivating him.
Yeah, we've been out partying
and be mostly on time today.
It's time to party.
We've been out partying, for the past few days, just with the parade and everything, because we won the draft championship. My team took it home. I want to thank everyone that voted for me to make this possible. Jack had a very good team. Had some stiff competition. Matt, your team was average at best, I would say.
Yeah.
Doug Mirabelli was an interesting choice.
Like a very mom right now, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, but I think numbers are gonna speak for itself here. So we had 43 total votes, and I'm assuming all three of us voted for our own teams as well. So really, we had 40 votes. So Lebeau, you won with 44%, and then coming in second with 37% was me. And then Galveo, you got a whopping 19%, and I have to ask, how many burners did you have to make to even get to that?
Yeah, I don't know who else voted for me other than myself. But whoever did vote for me, thanks. Maybe that's a good idea to start creating a few burner accounts. That would have been a good idea, Jack. I should have come up with that, and maybe I would have got my numbers a little bit higher. But
stop the count.
Yes, stop the count. Right. I think I was up.
It's an opinion based. It's an opinion based thing. So like a lot of what comes down to is like likability. Like Galveo's team had a lot of likable guys.
Yeah. Grit. I was going more for the grit. The locker room guys. Yeah. Doug Mirabelli. Everybody loves Doug Mirabelli.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could arguably say that there are two catchers on the Red Sox that are better and Doug
Then
Mirabelli
Doug
have
Mirabelli.
had a better career that are on the Red Sox right now, let alone
Right.
let alone historical catchers. But again, it was all
should have
fun.
went with Sandy Leone.
Yeah, Sandy Leone. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe Kelly Shopick almost traded for Jacob deGrom.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I think Lebeau's team had a lot of guys that people grew up watching. The Mannies. Those kind of guys.
Jack had the like the 07, 08, 09, like a lot of those guys. Like that
Yeah.
was Jack had a lot of those. Like
My team was very gritty. I'm gonna give it that.
yeah, my team wasn't. My team had a lot of asshole personalities. Actually, I have a very unlikable team personality wise. Like a lot of guys that the media didn't like Ted Williams, Roger Clemens, Manny,
Yeah.
Babe Ruth. Like these are guys that they weren't really well liked by the media. But then you got, Jason Varitek and Joe Cronin hold it all together. The glue.
The glue. Big glue guy. Dan Shaughnessy would have hated your team, LeBeau.
He would have hated it.
Yeah.
I picked the anti-Shaughnessy team.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you won.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
But no, it was good. I think obviously shout out to all the people who voted. Matt Lebeau is king here. He was going to have the Burger King crown, but we weren't able to make that happen for this episode, unfortunately. But
yeah,
maybe next time.
I was going to go to Burger King this morning, but it's snowing out. So,
well, you wanted that Burger King breakfast.
The Burger King breakfast, I've had it once, but the tough part is with Burger King breakfast is 9 times out of 10 to get to a Burger King, you have to pass a McDonald's.
Right.
Or the McDonald's is like maybe an extra like 60 to 120 seconds past the Burger King. So one or the other. So there's a 90% chance that a McDonald's is just as convenient as a Burger King. And with that in mind, there would be really no reason to ever go to Burger King for breakfast, because McDonald's breakfast is truly the greatest thing on the planet. And it's a gift from the gods.
Especially if you're hungover.
Oh, it's a fantastic hungover.
Slapping on a nice, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh,
a little McMuffin, maybe.
Oh no, it's McDonald's hash browns. McDonald's breakfast absolutely fucks, and their coffee's pretty good too.
Do they still do it all day?
I don't know. I know. I mean, some don't.
I think they stopped doing that because it just got annoying.
Yeah.
No, I really just want a Big Mac at like 7:30 in the morning sometimes. So I think they should have all day lunch and dinner as well.
To be honest, that is a fair point. When I'm hungover, sometimes it's not necessarily breakfast food that I want. Sometimes I just want like
a burger,
lunch food or
or
like leftovers from the next day, like maybe like a little pasta or something like that. Hungover in the morning, it's 10:30. It's not too early, it's not too late. You're hungover, you're hungry. Something like that's good. But
yeah,
I just fucking magooed a breakfast burrito from Whole Foods, and it was actually really
yeah.
Oh, it was actually fire. Like they have them like all set up there, like in the foil. Absolutely crushed it, magooed it, didn't stand a chance. And then I fucking absolutely laundered this 32-ounce orange juice.
Some pulp too.
Fucking some pulp. Yep. Well, this isn't even categorized as some pulp. I'll show you. It's just a fresh squeezed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is that a little Whole Foods action too?
Yeah, Whole Foods fresh squeezed Johnny.
This morning? Did they squeeze it this morning?
They squeezed it. No. Nope.
Wow.
No added sugar. Fucking fire. Absolutely magooed it. Good night.
See you tomorrow, dude. God damn.
But that does remind me. Sometimes, when you are looking for that, like 10:30, you're kind of just crawling out of bed. Taco Bell does serve its full menu.
I was just about to say that, Jack. Jack is a big time, not only a Taco Bell breakfast guy, but you are just a Taco Bell guy in general.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably go more for their breakfast than like lunch or dinner anytime because, sometimes the craving calls. You just need to ring that bell.
Right.
You got to ring the bell. And I think we can all somewhat agree or come close to agreeing on the tier, like for the most popular fast food chains. I think in some order, it's Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Wendy's probably are the 3 best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything else.
If you're in the South, Chick-fil-A.
Well, so I agree. I think Chick-fil-A would be above those on my list, but I don't put them in the same tier. Like I think that they're different. I put Chick-fil-A more in a category of like Five Guys, like,
Yeah, I get that.
like it's not like fast food, like fast food, like greasy, like wicked corporate. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a
Yeah.
fancy. It's like a step
yeah, it's
above
upscale fast food.
Yeah.
Right.
They're too nice. Like I need a little sass from the fucking Burger King worker to know how terrible my life is.
No,
I
absolutely.
need that judgment from them in order to actually,
Like, you
motivate
need-
myself to never go
yeah.
back to a Burger King.
You need that look from like the Taco Bell employee at like 8 a.m. That's like, what the hell is this guy doing here
You're making
right now?
Bad life choices.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. With Chick-fil-A, like when you order a lot of food there, like you have someone who maybe has a college degree judging you.
Yeah.
And like you're like, I don't have a college degree personally, so I'm not judging anyone that doesn't. But like when you go to a Burger King or McDonald's, like that person's not judging you. Like they're
Right.
in that, again, no offense to anyone that works in those, but they're just they're just in that position because that's what they can do at that time.
Right.
And they're not judging you. If you get fucking 16 tacos, like they're gonna be like, all right, just give them a 16 taco.
Yeah, right.
But
I used to work at a Burger King in high school.
yeah, it's like a lot of kids,
Yeah.
kids or maybe people who had some bad luck or whatever.
Dude, I used to munch on nuggets during my shift, dude.
Yeah.
No,
They're
their
terrible.
nuggets are like pigeon meat, though.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. Wouldn't recommend eating that. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do it. The one I think one place that's got just awful food is Dunkin Donuts.
Oh yeah.
Their breakfast food is
That's
the worst.
just universally agreed
Yeah.
upon, but sometimes, it's just necessary.
It is absolutely. Sometimes you're forced to eat one of those fucking wake up wraps.
Oh, those are the
like,
worst.
dude, I swear to God, their bagels are half cardboard. Like actually, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Be
You wonder how much sawdust they have to use in order to actually like fill them up to that
Right,
degree.
exactly.
I know.
Everything.
Like they just go
bagel-
right down to the old mill and just pick up some old rusty buckets of it and just kind of mix it in with all the wheat and everything because it's way thicker than a bagel should be as well. So
Oh, yeah.
it really is not easy to eat a lot of the time anyways.
No.
Like you go to Starbucks and at least that's like a real bagel, where you can actually put the cream cheese on it and you use it with one bite instead of like feeling like I'm unhinging my jaw like a snake trying to eat a fucking like armadillo or some type of shit.
No, seriously, I wonder like down at the sawdust mill, like how much sawdust they have allocated for Dunkin'. Like they're just like, hey, where's this one going? Oh, it's going to the Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts needs that for the bagels. Put that aside, John.
Oh my God. Garrett Cole's probably working at that mill.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he works at the mill over like the midnight shift, and then he goes right to the Dunkin' Donuts to actually feed his family, his newborn child. He has to do it some way because the $324 million contract is really not working out for him. So he has to pick up some extra off-season shifts, especially since he's currently unemployed. That freeloader.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day, Babe Ruth probably worked at the mill too. Then he went to the Dunkin' Donuts and showed the kids how to make a chocolate frosted donut.
He's doing it all wrong.
Then he lights the Dunkin' Donuts on fire.
So this is kind of a good segue back into the lockout. Do you think that like because you said Garrett Cole's technically unemployed, like is he technically unemployed? Are MLB players technically unemployed right now, or like
they're locked out of their jobs? So I mean, like they're technically free to sign and overseas, but no player is actually going to end up doing that. But the team can't tell them to do or not do anything, so they're a free man, and they only get paid during the season for each game that they play. So they're not getting paid by the team either. So he's can do whatever he wants.
Let me ask you this: could an MLB player, not that they would want to or need to go through the trouble, but could they theoretically collect unemployment like from
The government? Yeah. Good question.
That would be hilarious. Like, I think if anybody needs to start doing it, it's Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone. But they might actually end up making off better by not having the respectable jobs. But I don't know. Like, the government's weird. Like, I mean, it was great when we all got like that extra $600 to sit on our asses and do nothing. But
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get people back into the workforce now.
Imagine
Charlie Baker might be the mediator for these negotiation talks at one point.
We're so fucked if that's the case. What I was gonna say was, imagine like getting an unemployment claim from like Xander Bogaerts and like having to process that. Like, you work for the state of Massachusetts. Xander Bogaerts paying him fucking $412 a week. Like, that's fucking hilarious to me.
Shout out Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he wouldn't, but like, who's the most likely guy on the team to collect unemployment?
Oh man.
Plawecki or something. I feel like
I was gonna say
probably like Darwin Zinn Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like off of money? Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
For some guys, I know, like, obviously $700,000 is a lot, right? But if you are making that and you're not making any money and you want to have like some income, I mean, you could get the extra $400 a week, keep some of the lights on.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Darwin Hernandez is a good one. Trying to think of somebody else.
Well, Darwin's isn't going to be fucking working at Stop and Shop next year anyway.
He's going to be bagging groceries.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he like goes to the Orioles and like, does absolutely nothing. And then, we see him in the KBO and then, basically the same track as Jason Dominguez. But, he actually makes the major leagues.
Yeah.
You think Henry Owens is collecting unemployment?
Yeah, he should be. No, he's going to be working at fucking Dunkin with Gary Sheffield Jr. in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's pretty bold of you to assume Gary Sheffield Jr. would ever get a real job.
I know he wouldn't, but he like, if his dad wasn't Gary Sheffield, he would be literally making coffees right now. Like,
yeah.
Dude, that is so true though.
He's just a founding member of the Lucky Sperm Club. That's it. He's just fucking lucky sperm. That's all.
I sometimes wish I was a lucky sperm.
Yeah, I was not.
Yeah.
Stop,
now I'm on this Red Sox podcast.
You were.
You have smoked that shit.
You were. Oh, it's like that meme I saw the other day. It's like I shouldn't have smoked that shit and ate gabagool. Now I'm on the Sopranos. Oh man, shouldn't have drank that some pulp orange juice, Lebeau.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have had that Burger King breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm on a big time orange juice kick. Not to get back on breakfast or food because this is a baseball podcast, but
yeah,
I'm on a big time orange juice kick. Fucking love it.
Yeah,
it's good, man.
The adults that prefer apple juice are psychopaths.
Yeah,
you're just a child if you do that.
Yeah, apple juice is not bad. I'm not like an apple juice hater. Like I'm
not a hater either.
Yeah. Right? No, I didn't think you were. But I think there's a large contingent of adults that like shame apple juice. Like, I don't shame it, but if I have a choice between orange apple or like maybe like pineapple or like, orange mango or something, apple's probably gonna be last on my list. That's all. Yeah.
You're a big cranberry juice guy, Lebeau. I feel like
it's all right. Cranberry juice is all right. I like cranberry with other stuff. Like, I like cranberry in like a nice little, maybe like a mocktail.
Yeah.
Maybe like half cran, half seltzer, right in your face.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself from that UTI as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. UTIs.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Confirmed.
So what else do we got?
There was a tweet that I was talking to Jack about before we started recording. It was from Evan Drellick. And it was about the MLB arguing for minor leaguers to stay unpaid throughout spring training, which was weird. There was a quote, that from the league saying it's the players that obtain the greater benefit from the training opportunities that they are afforded than the clubs who actually just incur the cost of having to provide that training. So that was from the league about the not paying the minor leaguers during spring training.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the whole
Scumbags.
unpaid internship debate. Some places just really overutilized that beyond the point of where it was meant to be, and that's kind of where MLB is at right now. Where it'd be one thing if they paid minor leaguers a living wage throughout the regular season, which they barely do in a lot of cases. But to add on basically an extra month or 2 months, really, if you show up early, of not getting paid and having to work out every day and live down in a new area for just a few months, that can get really expensive for a lot of guys that may have not gotten like a signing bonus, or guys coming over from overseas just trying to really struggle and make it through.
Yeah, no, it can definitely be a big expense. I mean, especially if you're, have like family members that you're trying to bring, or trying to live somewhere like not, in like housing that the club provides. Like maybe you want to rent an apartment or whatever. I mean, or you don't want to live in a hotel. Maybe you have a kid, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. But no, it definitely is expensive. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the whole like minor league players getting paid more thing. Like no one's asking you to play baseball. I mean, you're just playing baseball. Like we worked in minor league sports. We got paid shit. We did stuff for free. Made pretty much a bad wage for a long time. And I mean, no one asked us to do that. You do it because you want to do it.
Right.
But I mean, paying them more wouldn't hurt, or at least paying them for spring training for showing up, I think is a good idea. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing work, you should get paid. That's just my opinion at the end of the day.
Right.
It makes sense. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's also, multi-billion-dollar organization. Like, they're being a little cheapskates about it at times.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's greed.
That's the MLB.
That's baseball.
Rob Manfred. That's baseball.
We did actually get a few minor league signings over the last, week or two here with the Red Sox. So actually, some decent names coming in. It's a kind of that time of year where the Red Sox are the ones actually announcing it on Twitter, and not Jeff Passan or even like Chris Cotillo or anybody. So the first guy that we got here is, I had it up. Ronaldo Baldwin, who was already in our system here, so we re-signed him. Catcher, mostly a defensive guy, played down in Double-A last year. Always good to have depth, especially at that position. But I don't think anybody's really losing their mind over this signing.
Nope. Next.
Yep. Yeah, next.
Fuck, I almost fell asleep when you were trying to say the name. Just kidding. You're doing great.
The next guy, who I actually have some familiarity with, is Roberto Ramos, who played over with the LG Twins in the KBO. Yeah. So wow. He's a little older, played in the Colorado system before he got released, but he hit 38 home runs in 2020 for the LG Twins, who lost to the NC Dinos in the championship. So I'm just gonna have to throw that out there again. But struggled a little bit last year in just about 50 games or so. So solid depth piece, plays first base, DH type. So you never know who might end up coming up this season, just depending on different injuries or different production levels, especially kind of at first base where it's a little volatile with Bobby Dahlbeck.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always good for organizational depth, and I think we saw that. I mean, last year more than ever, but last year was probably they'll never be in a situation like that again where you have, fucking Johnny douchebag coming in who was just working down at the local Star Market.
Yeah.
Coming in because we had so many players out from COVID, and really such a crucial point in the season.
Yeah.
So
the COVID stuff definitely tested organizational depth for a lot of teams, but especially the Red Sox. They were in a really bad spot, especially that when Xander got pulled from that game in Tampa, and then that kind of that spiraled out of control, and then you had a bunch of guys that were out on the COVID protocol, and yeah, it definitely tests your depth for sure.
Yeah. No, I know. It's important. Definitely important. Good thing to have. Like I said, next year doesn't seem like that's going to be too much of an issue. Hopefully the league has some looser restrictions and different COVID protocols. But who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, not really too much to talk about there. Then the last guy who has a little bit of a major league experience is Yulmur Sanchez. Played 7 years for the White Sox. Somehow never heard his name before, the other day. But, yeah. Second baseman, kind of light hitting, but won a Gold Glove in 2019. So, at least, you're getting some defense out of that.
Guy won a Gold Glove in Major League Baseball?
Yep, 2019, played 149 games, hit 2 home runs, but won a Gold Glove.
Who the fuck is this?
Christ, I feel like that's like one of the first Gold Glovers that that I don't think a lot of people know of.
Dude, I've never heard this fucking clown.
Yulmur Sanchez.
He also played on a lot of bad White Sox teams with fucking Adamine and Drake LaRoche. So. Good reason why you probably didn't hear a lot about the White Sox for a bit there.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they're a team that, I don't really follow them, but I usually know like if you play 150 games, like I'll know of you, I'll know of you if you play 150, especially if you play them like somewhat well, like you want to go.
Yeah, It looks like 2017, 18, and 19, he played at least 140 games in all those 3 years for the White Sox. And then Jack, like you mentioned, he won the Gold Glove in 19. That's all right.
Yeah, hit 216 in AAA last year, so you kind of know what you're getting out of a guy like that.
So he signed Jose Iglesias for second base version of Jose Iglesias, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It'd be nice to get Jose Iglesias back on the deal.
Yeah, no, I would take him back. Absolutely. He was very, very important for the Red Sox last year. Very.
Yeah.
Take him on the pod.
You got Cora playing him over Christian Arroyo, knowing that Iglesias is not even going to be playing in October. So, and it worked. You could honestly say, maybe without Jose Iglesias, we might not have the wild card game at home or have it at all because of how well he played down the stretch there.
Are you, excuse me, are you an Iglesias guy, or are you saying Iglesias, or?
I know it's Iglesias, but I'm probably saying Iglesias.
Yeah, you are. You're big. That's like I feel like that's such like an old white man thing. Like
I know, and I actually know how to pronounce Spanish words. I'm just. Kind of like Jerry Remy in a way where, I just pronounce the name like this, and you're going to have to accept
just
it.
Like it.
Yeah. He just puts he just pronounces the A's as R's, like Naver.
Daniel Naver, yep. And what do you call it? Chipotle?
No, Target, what every white lady loves calling Target.
Yeah. What are you, French?
Yeah.
For people that don't know, Jack's a big Spanish word of the day guy, so these names should be familiar to him.
I know.
When Jose Iglesias was like big time with the Red Sox, and they were, he was a starter on the team. The WEI played like a montage of people calling in, talking about Jose Iglesias, and just calling him Iglesias. Like there was so many like old white dudes just being like, "This fucking Iglesias, he can't hit." It was really funny. That's what it reminded me of.
Nothing like an old white guy take on 98.5 or EEI or
No.
any of those. Like they just hit different.
Yep.
Not that anybody listens to the radio anymore, whatever that is.
No, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised. Sports radio is still really, really popular.
No, it is. It is. I'm aware, but I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's why podcasts exist, because you can actually and that's the thing. Like for me, I love listening to WEI when they have the Red Sox talk, and I call in quite a bit. But then you turn it on, and
Are you Matt from the truck? Are you Matt in the truck?
No, I'm Matt in Providence. They send me right to the top every time. Matt in Providence. Matt in Providence, you're on WEI. What do you got? And it's usually Mutt. And then are you like
a known caller? Like
yeah,
they know you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time known caller. Big time known caller.
First time, long time.
No, not a first time.
Not anymore.
No. Yep. No. Whenever I call in, like I said, the producer always they send you to the top. Like they must have a system where they know who has called before, and they just pick it up. They say, what's up, Matt? Literally, I swear to God.
It's almost like this new invention. It's called caller ID. It's revolutionary, and I think it might be here to stay.
Look at this douchebag.
All right.
Hardo.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, we record on Sunday and drop on Monday. So we got the big game today, the Puppy Bowl. I think we're all really excited for it.
Yeah. Like we were talking about, Jack, before we started recording, we're big Team Rough guys. They got a shit defense, but their offense is unbelievable. They got a lot of good weapons, and I think their offense is really you're gonna see them flourish today. Two bad defenses. Team Fluff's pretty bad as well. So it's gonna be a shootout, but I think at the end of the day, Team Rough's probably gonna pull it out. They got some absolute dogs on their team, and I'm looking forward to it.
So there's actually two teams for the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, it's Team Rough and Team Scruff. It used to be Team Fluff, but I don't think they did too well this year. They might have gotten regulated, kind of like the Portland Pickles. So I think, Team Scruff being in there, it creates a little bit of parity, but Team Rough is essentially like the early and late 2000s Patriots, where it's just an unstoppable force.
Right.
So explain for myself and also the listeners that aren't familiar what happens in the Puppy Bowl. Honestly, I've actually never watched it.
So it's kind of like football but with dogs, but not AirBud style. Like it's all dogs. I'm a big Buddyverse guy, and it's nice to actually see it in reality here. But basically, they have a lot of assorted toys that they put out, and they have the player profile, so that way you can get to know a little bit of the background of each dog that's participating in. Right. And then, if a toy reaches the end zone, that's a touchdown. And they have to kick it for an extra point, kind of like in real football. It's usually pretty high scoring. The defense is kind of, lackluster. It's almost a little bit more like the Pro Bowl than anything. But, it's a very entertaining product at the end of the day. And they actually protect against CTE.
Yes.
So to go back, are you an AirBud believer? I know you like AirBud, and you're a big fan, but are you an AirBud believer, or are you like a denier and say this is stupid? A dog could never catch a 50-yard pass.
One of my favorite articles of all time is basically ranking the plausibility of each AirBud movie, and some of them are a lot more believable than others, because the original AirBud was actually based off of a dog that played basketball. So that one existed, confirmed. Basically, he just took his snoot and hit the ball up and put it into a basket. I don't think he was on a regulation 5v5, semi-pro type of league, or even a high school league. But that one is possible. The second one was AirBud Golden Receiver, which is about a dog playing, football, which I think is a little less likely. You could have them be a very solid running back, I guess, because
Yeah.
I know personally, Petey, my dog, is very hard to catch sometimes, especially when he has a ball. So I think he could really, make a downfield run, but I worry about, sustainability from the injuries of getting tackled by, several men. Um,
Can I just jump in real quick? Just
yeah.
I thoroughly regret asking you. This is
Well, we got
this
a
is
few more
like
movies, so
this is like you are David Ortiz and you just sort of like an inside fastball, like down and in. This is right in your wheelhouse, and you say, "I'm going to take this 440 feet to right field." This is the this is the perfect topic of conversation for Jack Webster.
yeah. Then the third movie, I think it probably has the best name out of all of them. It is Golden or AirBud World Pup, which is the one about soccer. And that one seems honestly the most likely. Like a dog could easily play soccer.
Oh man, that is.
Like, honestly, it really doesn't seem too difficult. It actually seems like it would be a lot more entertaining and high scoring if it was played with dogs. So I think, the MLS should really adopt this AirBud style and, really actually get soccer/football popular in America this way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So probably unfortunately, the least probable out of all the AirBud movies is the baseball one. AirBud Seventh Inning Fetch. I just really can't see a dog actually having the hand-eye skills to hit a baseball. And really the only two positions that they would be able to play is the outfield. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. They can run around and catch the ball. But other than that, I think they had AirBud playing first base.
If we as a civilization like cease to exist, and then like some form of life discovers our civilization, and they ever watched AirBud, they'd be like, dude, this group of people was just fucking whacked. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the AirBud where he quits sports to have his emo phase. I feel like that would be the most plausible. And he's just like outside school, just smoking cigarettes.
And like drinking 40s and shit. Yeah. He just his life spirals out of control after like a torn ACL or something. And then, yeah. Then he ends up like Uncle Rico.
Yeah,
from Napoleon Dynamite, talking about his heyday before he got his injury.
I think one thing that's actually overlooked about the AirBud movies is some kid had to be cut in order for a dog to make. And they had to go back to their alcoholic father and explain why a dog made the baseball team over them. And, they never went to Pizza Hut again.
No more hot dogs after the game.
Did the dog make the team?
Imagine walking into the coach's office and them saying, "Hey, sit down. I got to talk to you. We're going with AirBud. I'm sorry, you're off the team." What do you mean, coach? It's a dog.
Like it's Alex Cora, sitting down like, I don't know, Kevin Plawecki, like, "Hey, sorry, we're actually going with a golden retriever behind the plate."
Yeah, we feel like Christian's going to catch about 110 games, and then the golden retriever will catch, about 50. And really, thank you, Kevin. You've been a great part of the organization. That's it. And
now you are dancing on your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's tough to get another contract or get signed by someone after you get cut because of a dog. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough to come back from that. So
you might say it's rough.
Man, I really don't know what I would think if I was cut, over a dog. I mean, how bad do you have to be? You have to be pretty bad.
Is there a hockey AirBud?
There is not. I looked it up. There's a volleyball one too. I'm like, I don't remember that one at all. That seems like okay. Like, yeah, a dog could play volleyball, of course. Like, who cares? I don't know. I don't know how they would do like the initial serve because I know it goes into rotation. It's not the same person every time. So that's the one I'm most curious about. But like, I feel like every summer you see a video of like a dog playing volleyball with people, and like it's actually keeping up. So that one probably on the like scale of least probable. It's like right next to soccer.
So there actually is a animal movie playing hockey. It's a monkey that plays hockey. And it's called MVP Most Valuable Primate.
Oh my god.
It's a real movie. It's from AirBud Entertainment.
Oh my god. These people are
so it's part of the Buddyverse.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a monkey that plays hockey.
I guess like they were at least like, okay, there's no way a golden retriever can play hockey.
Also
a monkey could.
There's also a monkey that snowboards, and it's called MXP, Most Extreme Primate.
Dude, at that point they were just like, we need someone with hands for this. Like we need to do the monkey. We can't have the dog play hockey. It's just
there's no way a dog could play hockey.
No.
But no, I mean, also after the AirBud series, there was the Air Buddies, where it's a bunch of golden retriever puppies, and it looks like they get into a lot of different hijinks here. They search for treasure. They went into space. They investigated a haunted house. So they're superheroes. I mean, there's a lot of good Air Buddies movies out there in the Buddyverse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you think it's fair to the dog? Like you kind of just got used for a bunch of sick Americans' entertainment, like pretending he's just an actor. Like, do you think that's fair? Like, I think he probably just wants to sleep.
I don't know.
No, he just does it for the love of the game. But imagine that's the way teams get around, the salary caps and everything. You don't have to pay a golden retriever. You can't even pay a golden retriever. So, you might be able to keep Mookie Betts if you just have a dog in center field and Mookie in right. Then it really averages out.
Well, oh my God. So Seventh Inning Fetch is on YouTube for free. You can just watch it.
Seventh Inning Fetch. Seventh Inning Fetch that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is absolutely hilarious. Furthermore, though, how does he catch? Does he catch with his mouth?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the movie, on this fine Sunday night when nothing else is going on. So,
right.
I think that's what most people are going to be doing with their Sunday February 13th evening.
Yeah. There's nothing really else to watch. So
no, the seventh inning fetch for sure. Just crush that.
Out of all the probabilities of movies that someone would watch instead of the Super Bowl, Godfather being the most likely, I think this one might be the least likely. AirBud Seventh Inning Fetch to watch instead of the Super Bowl. I think there's about a 0% chance anyone is watching that movie. All 7 billion people on the planet. There's a 0% chance anyone is watching that movie tonight instead of the Super Bowl. But there's probably someone watching The Godfather tonight. Just saying.
Oh yeah. For sure.
But I mean, should be a good sports ball tonight with the actual Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams.
So what, I guess, if we talk about it and then what you want to change, you want to edit it? What are we doing? I'm sorry.
No, so we're just talking about the old sports ball game like it happened. There's no editing involved. I mean, I know I was really excited when made the big catch, and the crowd started going wild. I'm really excited with the final score of 2.
Yeah, no, I thought that it was tough. The Bengals they and everyone's really excited. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm
Either way.
really glad that won MVP. I thought he had a really good year, and I'm glad to see it top off with an MVP. So shout out to
Yeah, he deserves it.
for winning MVP. He was good player.
No, he definitely deserves it.
And I can't believe the Gatorade color was.
Yeah, people were hammering that color for Gatorade, so I'm glad they ended up winning.
Yeah, commercials were funny. Commercials were very funny.
Yeah, my favorite was Doritos.
Doritos, yeah. Oh, the halftime show. That'll be good.
Yeah.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm glad Snoop Dogg smoked marijuana on stage. That was always good,
Yeah, that one we can guarantee. So we don't need to go back in and edit that one.
Yeah, I can't believe we got that special guest appearance from Tupac's hologram.
That's also guaranteed.
Yeah, also guaranteed.
Tupac.
R.I.P. Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah.
Shout out. I think he was a big Sox guy.
Well, Lil Wayne is.
Lil Wayne is, yeah.
Lil Wayne and Stephen King, biggest Sox fans known to mankind.
So
Same
Stephen
person.
King, that makes a lot of sense because he's like from the area. Lil Wayne, I don't know where that came from at all. Like,
You don't need a reason.
I know, and it's just crazy. Like, he actually cares. Like, there's if there's a big game, like not even the playoffs, like he'll shout him out on Twitter. Like,
oh yeah,
wild. Like whenever they're facing Shohei Ohtani, he's dead watching the game.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Me too.
I think Stephen King even had season tickets. And I don't know if he still does. I feel like we haven't seen him at Fenway in a few years now, but he used to just be a regular there.
Yeah, he's a big he's a big Fenway guy. He's usually always at the games. So it'd be kind of crazy if we were at a game and Stephen King was there as well. That's that'd be kind of cool to get. We need to get him on the podcast is what we need to do.
And I was gonna say it'd be really cool to get him on and just talk some Sox, not even really care about any of the horror side of things,
Yeah, I mean, no one really cares about that. We just want to get his opinion on the Sox.
So we were mentioning my book collection last
episode, yeah.
And I actually have his book where he went to every game in 2004 and he documented it.
Stephen King.
Oh, yeah, wow. It's called Faithful. Yeah. Pretty dope.
I think he did the same thing in 2007 because I remember him writing a book about it too.
Stuart Onan and Stephen King. Chronicle of the historic 2004 season.
Well, I mean, I guess part of it is a horror book if you're a Yankees fan. Yes. So it is pretty on brand for Stephen King.
There is there's like a book that he wrote about like this woman that was like lost in the woods and she was just like listening to like the Red Sox on the radio. Like that was the only thing she would look forward to because like her radio worked. It was really weird. I don't really remember too much of it, but that just stuck out to me. He's a big Sox guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was just like lost in the woods, only being able to listen to the Red Sox games. Like I don't have to worry about taxes or, like taking out the laundry or anything like that. Just my only worry is, killing the squirrel for its squirrel meat and then, listening to the Red Sox.
Yep. Don't have to worry about dishes. Nothing.
Or the big bad wolf. Yeah. Coming to take
no hat, man.
No hat, man.
No hat,
unless you
man.
take Benadryl and maybe.
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm bringing Benadryl out into the woods.
Oh shit.
So what else we got?
Yeah.
Random Sox year.
Random Sox here.
Random Sox here. I already have it pulled up and ready and everything.
All right,
So.
there we go. Fire away, man.
Oh man, you know what? I'm not even gonna do this one. Okay, so we're going with 2019 instead. So pretty recent year actually. We haven't had really too many of those. So, you know, that was kind of an interesting team for sure.
Wait, so what was the first one you got?
The first one was 2012. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that one. Did we already talk about 2012?
Who the fuck is geeking out over it?
Yeah, those are my roommates.
Down.
Very inconsiderate. Yeah.
Shut it down.
So you don't want to?
I would never just laugh hardcore.
You don't want to go over 2012?
We're trying to talk about AirBud over here.
You don't want to talk about 2012? I feel like that should be talked about, right? I mean,
actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's do the 2012.
Cover the bad years. We're a Red Sox podcast. We're baseball.
We're gonna lose our credibility.
Yeah,
this is true. Okay.
Honestly, 2012 was. I liked 2012 better than 2019. The reason is because the following year they won a championship. 2012 made 2013 possible. 2019 did nothing for the organization. Nothing.
So I think people forget like how good the actual 2012 team was about like halfway through the season. They're, you know, above 500 in the wild card spot, and then, you know, literally everything should have hit the fan. So there's a lot to dissect about it for sure.
There is, and I mean, it kind of started with the whole like Bobby Valentine and Youkilis thing, where like he called out Uke for like not caring. And then Pedroia had Ukes back. And then from that day on, Bobby Valentine lost the clubhouse. He was completely toast. Just done. But that team, nonetheless, was incredibly talented. And they had a lot of good players. They just absolutely, I mean, what a mess that was. What a mess. But they were 500. I mean, I think they were sitting at like 41-41. Right? And then it just kind of the wheels fell off.
I remember when Cody Ross hit that walk-off home run against the White Sox, like that put him like 3 games above 500, and, you know, kind of the division was, you know, all Yankees that year, but, you know, you're still in at least a wild card spot for, you know, until like June, July even. Yeah.
No, the Cody Ross, that was against the White Sox. Yep, that was big. That was big. That was fun. And it just seems like that was such a weird year. Like it just kind of was like piecemealed together. But again, a lot of talent. Crawford was never fully healthy. Gonzalez missed some time. You know, and then
Duke was hurt that year too.
Yep. That was his last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he did get traded at some point in 2012. Because he wasn't with the
he went to the White Sox. Yep. And then the Yankees for a second too.
That didn't happen.
No.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. It was only 28 games.
Like, how are you going to tell Kevin Youkilis he can't have a beard?
I know.
Like, you're literally telling the best beard in the league that, like, oh no, like, because of our like old ass policies, you know, we can't let you have that.
That really is fucked.
Yeah. And then obviously, you know, that mega trade happened that year with Adrian Gonzalez and Josh Beckett and Carl Crawford and of course everybody's favorite Nick Punto. And who do we even get back? Like we got like Alan Webster, Ruby De La Rosa, and a bunch of other fucking scrubs.
Yep, Alan Webster, Ruby De La Rosa,
Jerry Sands.
Yes, Jerry Sands. Yes, who didn't we then flip to Pittsburgh for Hanrahan and Holt? Was he? I think he was in the Hanrahan trade.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's crazy that Hanrahan trade was so big and he ended up not working out at all. But Brock Holt ended up being like one of the most likable Red Sox players of all time. Like that's fucking nuts.
Yeah. And then I do feel a little bit for Bobby Valentine that year because that team was not going to work under anybody. I mean, maybe Terry Francona could have made it not worse, but like that team was doomed.
No, those players needed like someone really, really like strong and forceful. Honestly, it's crazy, but I think John Farrell was good for the job because he was like a powerful figure. Like he wasn't the best with the players, but he was very like old school, kept them in line. And I think those guys just needed that at the time because the pitchers were just running rampant, doing whatever they wanted, and it was just it was tough. So they definitely needed a guy like Farrell. But no, I felt bad for Valentine a little bit because he was doomed from the start. Just was the worst fit.
Yeah. And I think he was only ever supposed to be there for 2 years. I think 2013 was supposed to be a gap before, John Farrell was a free agent and, that would have presumably gone over to the Red Sox instead. We have to trade Mike Aviles over in order to get him. Yep. And you never really see that with a manager.
No, you don't. That's honestly, that was kind of like a ridiculous thing that happened. An interdivision trade for a manager, but that was the Red Sox guy and they wanted him. And I mean, I don't think the Blue Jays were too crazy about him anyways, so.
Yeah. Yeah, those Blue Jays teams really never ended up doing anything. Like they had the Bautista home run and the Encarnacion one, but that was really about it.
Yep.
Yep. But no, what also I remember about that year is like the draft class was just like really good. So was kind of just like a rebuild type of year,
The other thing I remember about that year was as the Red Sox season was crumbling and like they were playing meaningless baseball in September, the Paw Sox had an awesome team and they made a great run that year. And they were like in the championship that year. And I remember going like
I believe they won.
I believe they won.
Yeah.
I believe they won. I remember going to one of the games. But yeah.
I went to one of the games too. I think I went to, it was my first Paw Sox game when they actually like clinched whatever. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah. It was fun. That was a nice little run they had. That was the last really that was the last time they really won anything, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, no, the last few years of the Paw Sox existence, they were pretty much dog shit every year.
Yeah. But
and they had a lot of prospects, but yeah, that was 2012. Kind of a dark year in Red Sox history for most people.
But we got to cover it.
You got to do it. Yeah. We keep our integrity.
Yep.
It's
integrity.
Unbiased. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know if you guys had any other topics that you wanted to touch upon, before we leave here.
Yeah, kind of on a more somber note, rest in peace, Jeremy Giambi. Obviously a very sad situation at just 47 years old. Had some great seasons with the Sox and some other teams on there. So, definitely life can be scary like that sometimes. So make sure you take care of yourself.
That's right.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
No. Very young, like you said.
No, really young. Really, really young. But, that's life. It is what it is. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah. Big.
Hopefully we can think of a new cool episode for you guys next week. We're kind of still doing that one special, one actual episode kind of thing for, the foreseeable future until we get an actual baseball back. So hopefully, it's sooner than later.
Yeah,
that's right. And enjoy 7th inning fetch tonight.
Yeah. Tonight. Yep.
Yeah.
Really, if you can, just try to watch all the AirBud cinematic universe in one sitting, if you're able to.
Yeah, I don't think that should be too much of an issue tonight.
No. I don't think anyone has any plans going on, so enjoy that for sure.
All right.
That's about it.
We'll see you. Peace out.
Peace.
See you.